another video. So today let's talk about something interesting. Suppose if you are thinking to do a PhD either in India or abroad. I'm going to talk about if you're going to start your PhD, you need to know certain things. Like I'll be talking about 15 things that you have to take it as a lesson or 15 things that you have to learn before you start your PhD journey, whether it's in India or abroad. So come along with me and let's talk about the complete topic in detail. And this is Caroline Green from Biotechnica. So, what are the 15 things that you have to take it as a lesson or to learn before you start your PhD journey? You might have heard many things from your seniors or from people who does research before you start your PhD journey itself. So, I'm going to tell you when you're going to start your PhD journey, you need to learn certain things which people might think it might be a myth or people might think it might be correct. So I'm going to tell you certain lessons that you have to learn before starting your PhD. So let's talk about all the 15 things. So first one is going to be learn one thing at a time. Yes, of course, you're going to do a research for a long period of time, almost going to be like 3 to 4 years or 5 years or even more than that. If that situation, then do you have to learn many things. But if you're going to ask me a question, do I have to learn everything at one point of time? I'm going to say no for it. Learn one thing at a time. That's important. You don't have to be an expert in learning all the things at a time. Suppose if you're working in a laboratory, you might not know some techniques or you might not know some research works that's been going on. You will not understand. It needs some time for you to understand. So if you're going to learn some techniques, a small technique, like if you want to learn a spectrophotometer, but you're not knowing it, so learn one thing at a time. You don't have to pile up all those things and you have to learn everything at a time. Instead, learn one at a time. So don't learn everything at once. Learn one at a time. This is the most important thing. And suppose if you have to learn many things, then what do you have to do? So you can do something like this. So break them into tiny segments and learn every day. Suppose if you have to learn a complete mechanism, but you were not able to learn the complete mechanism, what you can do, learn those mechanism half by half into segments and then learn every day, because research is going to be a learning process where you can sometimes see a contradictory of theory as well as a practical time also. The idea for us is not to feel overwhelmed by all new topics. This is not going to be our thing. So you learn everything, small things or tiny segments every day. That's enough. So learn one thing at a time. So before you're going to start your PhD, you need to know this one. The second one, create achievable and realistic goals. I'm going to tell you the difference. So everybody has a goal, but there's a difference between an achievable goal. So you need to have a goal that can be achieved. You should not think something that is beyond achievable. Like people might be thinking, I can fly and reach the sky. That's not going to be possible. That's not an achievable goal. So always create something that can be achieved. And it's realistic also. So create achievable goals and realistic goals in your research. Like be ambitious, but not too much. Like don't feel discouraged if you can't accomplish your goal. This is what usually happens when you start your journey as a PhD scholar. Don't feel discouraged. Suppose if your goals are not been accomplished by you. So it's okay enough. You can proceed on with the next one. So always create an achievable and a realistic goal. And the next one I'm going to tell you, you should make mistake in research. No worries, it's okay, no problem. You should make mistake because mistakes makes you perfect actually. So we already know about mistakes which has been done. So acknowledge your mistakes when you're going to do it. It's okay to have your mistake, to accept your mistakes, because your mistakes are the one which actually helps you to grow. So you should make mistake in your research. Suppose if you're going to do a normal experiment, suppose you might not do it perfectly. If you're going to do a mammalian cell culture, you would not be able to know initially. So as the days goes by, you will learn it. So it's okay to make mistake when it comes to experiment initially, but when you're at the verge of completing, if you're going to make mistake, it's going to screw you up. So acknowledge your mistakes and it will definitely help you to grow. The fourth important thing is negative result is also a result. Yes, many people think like if I'm going to have a hypothesis, I need to get this result only. But I'm going to tell you, it's not only that. negative result, if you are not getting the result, and that can also be returned as a result. So as a PhD scholar, you need to know that negative research is also a result. Like Edison once said, right? Like, I have not failed 10,000 times, but I've successfully found 10,000 ways that will not work. It's an amazing thing. Like, even that thing has helped him to understand how you should not do that work, so people will not do that 10,000 ways of not doing those things. So negative result is definitely going to help some more people who are going to come for the research following your pattern. So negative result, of course, is a result only. The next one, attend meetups, conferences and workshops. Yes, as a researcher, you need to have meetups, and you need to attend some conferences, you need to go for workshops, you need to go for seminars. Why this is very, very important? Because through this, you're going to know other researchers. If you're going to go for conferences, international conferences abroad or in India, you get to know the different type of researchers who does different things in their groups. So you will get to know what are the research that they do, what is their work going to be, and this can help you to upgrade different sort of researches, and you will always be understanding many things in science. You might be restricted to one sort of group and you'll be carrying out the research, but these will help you to understand. And sometimes the talks can literally impress you to incorporate certain things into your research also. So upgrade yourself and give yourself a chance to meet up, conferences and workshop. And then most important thing, if you're going to start your PhD journey, you need to know that don't grow only on your compliments. Like, when you're going to get a good result, everything, because everybody feels delightful and happy and good when somebody compliments you, but compliments at times will not help you in your research. If somebody comes and tell you you're doing a real good research, yes, of course, it's thankful, but later you should understand you need suggestions, you need feedbacks from people who are going to tell you. So don't grow only on compliments. Try to take up all the impactful feedbacks and suggestions from your colleagues, your peers, and from your lab members, from the scientists and from the other researchers. When you're going to talk in a conferences, take all the impactful feedbacks and suggestion, and this is the only thing that makes you better and in your work. So definitely don't grow only on compliments. Of course, compliments along with some suggestions and feedbacks from others also help you to grow. The next one, all of you think like, it's not good to get help, but in research it's okay to get help. So whether it is in research or sometimes when you go through some sort of mental trauma or mental health issues, like you might be depressed of not getting your result, it's okay to get help from somebody else in your lab or whomever you think is trustable. So it's okay to ask for a help if you don't know something in your research or in your technique, or you don't know the process or the procedures or protocols. You can literally take help from the people. Always seek help from others. Give back meaningful dialogues. Yes, this is most important. So if you know something very interesting about a research that can really help your research group, do not keep those information within yourself. Always give those meaningful dialogues to the lab mates that's actually in your laboratories, because it is about the research group that you're going to do a specific area of research. You would be dealing with a very specific stem cell research in the entire institute. This laboratory will be dealing very specifically on a particular project. So if you're going to have some sort of things with them, like anything that you know, definitely it's going to help the complete entire lab mates, everybody, and you're going to do a wonderful impactful research also. So give back some meaningful dialogues to others in your lab mates. Don't have to keep it within yourself. The next one, schedule time for reading and writing. Yes, this is the most important thing I'm going to tell you before you start your PhD journey. You need to have time for reading and you need to have time for your writing. Why I'm telling you this is because you're going to write your research proposals, you're going to write a review of literature, you're going to write research papers, you're going to write PPTs for your conferences, many things you're going to do. But you need to, if you want to become an excellent writer, first thing is you need to read. So always have a time for your reading and for your writing. So to become a good writer, you should always be even better reader. So a reader can only become a wonderful writer. So always read and write and have a schedule for reading, whether it's scientific books or any sort of articles or anything, you can do it. The next one is enjoy the process of research. Of course, as a researcher, you might enter into a stage where there is going to be deadlines. You have to finish the protocols, you have to complete the experiments, and you have to submit before the lab meets. Many things will be bound on your head. but always enjoy one thing is the entire process of finding or the discovering something new. That's what you actually enter into your research. So always enjoy the process, like how it works, whether it's going to be difficulty you're going to face or you're not getting a result. It's okay, you're going to find something new. Even if you're going to give a negative result of not finding an answer, nobody can follow that protocol that you have followed it. So enjoy the entire process of finding or discovering something new, and don't keep any space for grudges. This is what very important, because research thing is also collaborated with your personal stuffs inside your laboratory. So don't keep any spaces for grudges. Like if anybody tells you a harsh criticisms or comments or failures that you get it because of a situation or from a person, do not let them ruin your thought process and peace of mind, because you're going to do your research for almost 4 to 5 years. If this is going to haunt you, definitely you cannot work. So definitely never allow those kind of thoughts into your mind to ruin your peace of mind. So never allow those things. So don't keep any space for any grudges. That's the most important thing before you start off your journey. And coffee breaks are must. Yes, of course. When you are in a laboratory, you should be able to sit and talk with your lab mates. It's not for like 24/7. It can be for some period of time. Sit and talk about gentle things with your lab mates, which really going to be a good exercise, and it's going to be a refreshing thing for you. So coffee breaks are definitely going to be a must. You don't have to sit before an experiment and run your gel and look into it. It's not necessary. Sometimes you can have your coffee breaks also. And you should take breaks. Like you can go for a vacation during your weekends. It's not like you have to sit 24/7 in your laboratory and do the same things. You need to have a break because your brain has to work. So you should take break. And the next one is most important thing. Like don't be a master of procrastination. Yes, everybody used to delay things. They will not do the work today, because if you're going to pend your work, if there's going to be pending in your work, if you're not going to do the experiment, it's going to be piled up. So never be a master of procrastination. So start right now. Like suppose if you're thinking to start an experiment today, and if all the things are readily available, start it by today. You don't have to procrastinate, because you don't want to end up your PhD after 7, 8, 9 years, which because of your procrastination, it shouldn't be a reason. So start right now. And the last 15th point that I'm going to tell you, if you're going to start your PhD journey, is follow all the lessons that I've been talking about. All the 14 things that I've been talking about, please do follow all the lessons. And these are the 15 things that you need to learn before you start your PhD journey, whether it's going to be in India, whether it's going to be in abroad. So make sure you are following these things, and definitely this is going to literally help you. Don't have any sort of negative when you're going to start your PhD. There are wonderful things which is coming on your line. So I believe that this video is helpful for you. If you have any questions or any sort of things that you want to tell to Biotechnica, you can always put it in the comment section, and we'll definitely going to look into it. So thank you all of you for your time, and I'm going to meet you back again with another lovely video. Thank you all of you.